The withdrawal of Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso from Ecowas has raised concerns of increased insecurity in the Sahel region. Now, this is even with regional cooperation. Ending violent extremism in the region has been a daunting task. And now with a pullout, experts are worried about the effects in countries like Nigeria. Moyo Thomas reports.
Following the joint announcement of Mali, Niger and Ecowas, the reaction has been on the impact this will have on the regional body and the African continent as a whole. In this interview with the lecturer and a global affairs analyst, Dr. Imam, he describes the pullout as a setback that poses a great threat to the region.
Withdrawal of these independent sovereign governments, it does really speak well to achieving collective security in that area. We all know that the Sahel is very delicate. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most delicate, frail places or regions in the world, in as much as or as far as security is concerned. And the matters of security and insurgency and terrorism, as we all know, it has become internationalized.
Beyond insecurity, the economic impact would also be dire. He says development calls for introspection among world leaders in ensuring citizens enjoy good governance, especially with equitable wealth.
And the notion or structure of administration, what they want is to see food on their table. Whatever name you call it, translate it to food on their table, translate it to economic empowerment, translate it to, dividends of good governance. That's all people are concerned about. And that's why protests are on the streets of Paris. That's why even in London, people are fed up. Democracy is something we should embrace. Democracy is the way to go.
The African continent is blessed with about 30% of world's mineral resources enough to place the continent at an advantage and boost the continent's foreign policy, especially at negotiations. This, he says, were the African ideals on which Ecowas was established. Dr. Imam cautioned the need for more proactive actions from African leaders to prevent Ecowas or in Africa from imploding. As much as there are calls on ECOWAS leadership more proactive on this matter, we also cannot forget that these countries are sovereign countries and there are therefore limitations to what can be done. But it is important to focus on dousing the tension in order for it not to escalate or spread like wildfire to all countries in the region. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
And earlier in our bulletin, we spoke with the former Nigerian ambassador to Ibrahim, where he said the withdrawal by the three-member nation should be an opportunity to reset the regional body.
49 years, of course, is finding itself in this situation. But personally, I think the Article 91 is there because those who frame the treaty believe that one day a member state or a group of states will decide, these are sovereign states, they will decide on their own that they want to withdraw. Let them simply adhere to the requirement of the article. Indeed, the tragedy is very clear the way ECOWAS started. If you see the model of the European Union, which is really the best model in the world, it did start with 27 member states. It started with 5, then it went to 12, then and it continued to increase. In a sense, if we have to reset ECOWAS and move in the same direction, respect the principles for integration, it is better for ECOWAS, those who don't want to or are not interested in the community, then they can walk out.